Hey everybody, it's Tipsy Tuesday. Who's ready for Tipsy Tuesday? What's it called when you do the chicky 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 chicky? Look how pretty!
A fun weekly show where we grab our favorite drink. Salud!
Diana!
I see, it's nice.
We take our bras off.
Somebody just wrote chicken.
And we laugh at people from around the world.
Yeah, I want some cheese and crackers. Of course I do.
Sometimes we even have guests.
So put your jammies on.
It's time for Tipsy Tuesday.
Good evening, everybody. Girl, it's Tipsy Tuesday. And it's only 2 days into the week, and who is done already? Cheers, everybody. I might have started drinking before you arrived. You're welcome. It is Tuesday night. I can't believe I'm making this. I'm already tipsy. Had a horrible day, said Diane. Listen, that's what we're here for, Diane, because you're not even halfway through. Keep that in mind. It's the Seashore edition. We are down the shore one more night and then head back home. And in a couple days, it's just me. There's no one else. I'm heading out to the Vestal Comedy Festival and meeting some fantastic comics. And I feel like you've met almost all of them already. And so we have 3 more, 2 of which you'll meet tonight, and then 1 more tomorrow. And then it's exciting. I feel like you've met everybody, and you can find which favorites you like and follow along. So it's good. It's good to go. I thought it was Monday all day. Well, you're welcome. It's Tuesday. Grab a drink. So, So is the bourbon from Aldi? No. Girl, this is like a mid-range bourbon, so I consider it fancy. Just got home from work, right to PJs. Welcome, Denise. All right, so we have 2 very funny people joining us tonight. And our first guest tonight is the other half of somebody we met a few weeks ago, and I think you're going to love her. So hopefully I'm going to say your name right, Sarah, because Katie taught me how to say it. So here we go. First up tonight, we have Sarah Tollemache. She is a stand-up comedian and writer. In 2017, she appeared on The Late Show with Stephen Colbert. Tollemache followed that up with another late night performance, this time for The Late Late Show with James Corden. She has appeared on Comedy Central's Roast Battle and Gotham Comedy Live. When she's not touring comedy clubs around the country, Sarah can be seen regularly at the Comedy Cellar, New York Comedy Club in New York City. And you can now check her out in her new special, Voluptuous Boy, on YouTube. She's also the co-host of the popular weekly podcast, Lady Journey. And the other half of that is Katie, who you met 2 weeks ago. And you can see her at the Vestal Comedy Festival this weekend. Please welcome to the show, Sarah Tollemache. Hey, Sarah.
Hi. You nailed my last name.
Thank you. I really wasn't sure because when we were introducing Katie, we were like, "Oh, Sarah," and she was like, "Let me help you."
Well, you know what? I never correct anybody on that. I'm like, they'll figure it out.
Figure it out. What is Tollemache? What is from?
It's Scottish. But it always sounds French to me, so we suspect it's, I guess, in history when the Normans raided Scotland.
You're going deep.
I'm going deep. Yeah, it's a deep cut.
As if I know things, Sarah.
Whatever my dad tells me, I send it out into the world as truth.
Yeah. Now, I saw some of your clips and I loved you talking about your dad and how he has hearing loss, because I'm right there with my mom.
Yes. With anybody in general, because it really makes small talk even more horrific, because then you're just repeating yourself. And I hate repeating myself. And sometimes when you're just trying your best. And so you end up having to repeat some of the dumbest statements or innocuous statements.
Yeah. Do you ever just scream at your dad? Because my mom has hearing loss and she has put off going to the doctors until July. She made the appointment in January. And I was like, there's nothing available for 6 months. No, that's what they said. And so now she can't hear anything. She's like, you mumble. And she just blames me for it.
Oh, yeah. That sounds very, I don't think I've ever met a parent that will have accountability.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
And I'm wondering if I will turn out that way as well. We'll see.
Yeah.
I hope not, but we'll see.
Yeah. No, I guess it's because I remember when my grandmom lost her hearing, my mom would get so mad. She's like, you need to get hearing aids. This is it. She yelled at her. And now here we are. I'm like, don't you remember when you yelled at grandmom? I don't remember that. Now she
Right.
They
rewrite history.
Yeah. She don't remember anything. Now, do you have siblings?
Yeah, I have one sister and I have two brothers.
And where are you in that lineup?
I'm the second oldest. So it's older brother, me, younger sister, and then younger brother.
Younger brother. And are you considered the funny one in your family? Because I'm not.
I don't know. I always feel like they're all really funny. I just decided to pursue it. But I definitely think I don't know why I was the one that decided to pursue it, but I definitely think they could all do okay in doing stand-up. Yeah. Or some comedic form in the business. Yeah.
So now we've really enjoyed, because it's so funny, and I'm sure you'll agree, it's like there are comics that like people know, but what I always tell people, I'm like, I know some hilariously funny people that you've never heard of. And so it's been really great just kind of meeting all the people that are going to the festival and hearing everybody's like origin story. Like, so how long ago did you get started? How did you find your way here? What's your story?
I always wanted to do it as a kid. I just feel like I started forming memories when HBO became a thing. And also my parents were, they're immigrants, and they, came from a country that had extreme censorship. So the pendulum swung the other way. And their thing was like, if you understand it, then you're old enough to get it, which is, I don't know how I feel about that, but it definitely played a huge part, because stand-up specials were always in our household, and I just always found it fascinating. But I didn't start writing jokes until high school. And then when I think I was just turned 21 is when I started.
Wow.
I saw an ad. I was in Austin staying with my brother, and I saw an ad for the Aspen Comedy Fest, the HBO one that I was familiar with. Right. And I was so naive, thinking like, it's kind of like amateur-ish. I didn't realize that stand-up, it wasn't until I did the audition, like it was a cattle call, that I was like, oh, there's some really polished people. And I understood that people had been working on their set for a while. And so when I came back to Houston, where I started, I found an open mic, and then I never stopped going.
That's awesome. And now, so I started in Philly. I
love Philly.
Philly's great. I started in 2002. So I'm much older than you. I'm 52, but I started
not much.
I started at 30. So, and I have two kids that are doing stand up, and they were like 17 and 20 when they started. So they started much younger than me. But when you started, were there a lot of females in the Houston comedy scene?
I thought there was, because we used to have a show. It's so funny, those all-female showcase shows that we got to do once a month, and it was called the Brassy Broads. But I think every major city had some kind of thing like that. But it was really popular, and we were generally all friends with each other. But most of them kind of, I think all the ones that I started with, I don't think any of them really do stand-up or pursue it on a professional level, because just you get, I think family wipes takes it out of you. Yeah, for sure. Now, what's your situation? Are you married? Do you have kids? Do you go down that road? Yeah, I married another comic, and we had a baby in 2023, and he's 18 months. And so I've taken a little, like, I can't do as much stage time. This is my first weekend away from him, so I'm excited, but we'll see how I'm going to handle it. But I instead of doing stand-up, I've just been trying to make jokes from my couch and putting them online, which seems to be, I should have been doing this all along. Yeah, it's a thing. That's what I did
I started when I had like 5 months after I had my second child. And so, yeah, there was a lot of times where I was like, I can't go on the road. I can't do what everybody's doing. So then I started making videos on the internet, and that's kind of like how I connected with the world. And that's kind of how these shows started. But yeah, it's a lot.
It's like, would you know, for years I would just go do shows with maybe 20 people, and then online you're like, at least you're hitting around 1,000. I mean, you don't get those numbers in person. So sometimes I think starting online, get your fan base first, and then you'll get better naturally.
So have you noticed, like, has your stand-up changed much since being a mom? Like, are you finding inspiration in all of that now?
Yeah, I do jokes about parenthood. I always try to write clean. and then this one I'm like, oh my God, I think this might be my dirtiest yet. So we'll see. We'll see. I'm still early in the hour, so hopefully the last 30 can be clean.
Yeah.
It's just easier.
It is. It's just fun. Now, it's funny that you say you're married to a comic, because right before I interviewed Katie, I always like look at everybody's Instagram, stuff like that. And I'm looking, and it said she had just got married. And then I'm scrolling through her Instagram, and I'm like, is that Mike Vecchione? Because Mike started in Philly.
Right.
Is that Mike? And then I was like, is she married to Mike Vecchione? Like, it was so weird, like worlds colliding. I was like, I had no idea. And I think I can count on one hand how many comics I know that are married to other comics successfully. Right.
Well, I've known a lot of comedy marriages that last less than a year.
That's what I mean. Yeah, the successful ones.
But I always think it kind of makes sense, or maybe you marry someone adjacent. I just feel like, I think Sarah Silverman had a bit, I've talked about it once, because she really only dates comics as well, but it's like being gay. Like, I have to date other gay people.
Because the pool is very small.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So I just feel like another comic kind of gets the lifestyle of like, I have to go out 5 days in a row. And that's just the thing. But you see me during the day.
Yeah, that's what you got.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you. So I was married for 24 years, divorced, and then went on the dating apps, which is the whole thing. Horrible. But I started seeing other comics on the dating app, and I was like, swipe left, swipe left. I was like, I think you know too much. You know, you're just like,
right.
I've been in the green room with.
I sometimes think, and I'm going to do a broad stroke here, but sometimes I think it's easier for for females to date other comics, because I just don't think the male comic ego can take their partner making jokes about them.
I was going to say, like, how do you and Joe? So you're married to Joe List.
Yes, I'm married to Joe List.
And do you guys have rules for, like, do you have to run jokes by each other? Like, how does that work?
We don't really run jokes, but I do open for him a lot. And so he pays attention. But we did a roast together, and some people are like, how was that? I bet you that was brutal. And we were like, that was the easiest thing we've ever done, because we collectively wrote the jokes together. And I think we're pretty self-aware people, that we were just like, here are my weaknesses that I know I'm okay with them being on display. And I feel like a lot of people would be surprised that we're okay with these weaknesses.
Awesome.
And it was a lot of fun. We had friends help us write too. So I think in that aspect, but there are some times where I realize you don't want to go too hard. I think it can be quite disrespectful. I've seen a lot of comics where I'm watching their set and I'm like, I am pretty sure they're on the verge of divorce, and pretty much 6 months later they get divorced.
Yeah. It's a fine line. It is a fine line.
I think you have to have respect. Yeah. So I try to balance it, but every now and then you have a bit that you're like, but it's so good.
It's so true. It's so good. You know who I love watching talk about his wife is Nate Bargatze. Like, I think
he's great.
He talks about his wife. So funny. And he was like, I love you so much. And I can't think of another person I don't want to be sitting next to me right now. Like you just love it. Their story is so great.
Yeah. Well, long-term partnership, I think it can be really great when you guys are really comfortable and you know each other's weaknesses and you can laugh at. Like, I think I've always come from a family that we kind of laugh. You roast the ones that you love. You don't go too hard or do character assassinations, but
yeah, no,
yeah.
for sure. That's awesome. So tell me how did your podcast come together with Katie, Lady Journey? How did that, how old is that? Is that relatively new?
I think we're wrapping up our 4th year.
Nice.
Yeah, it'll be hitting our 5th year in October, I believe. Katie, I've always loved talking to Katie whenever we would run into each other. I think we're kind of very similar stuff that we get into, or, like awkward dilemmas, because I think we're kind of people pleasers.
Yeah.
She always makes me laugh. And then I had done a few podcasts beforehand, but we had talked about, I feel like a lot of the times in the podcast world, it's very male driven, or like I felt like we were competing with the male comic audience and they just weren't going to jump ship to listen to. I mean, there were going to be a few like people that like don't care, but I generally think most of the male podcast listeners wouldn't have listened to us. And we just wanted to be like a goop that's irreverent, like the crate, like in the world. And we call it Lady Journey, but we were like, men can be on a lady journey. We always joke that Joe Rogan's on a lady journey because he does like, cold plunges, where we're like, that's self-care. He's always dieting or kind of like intermittent fasting. We're like, that's dieting.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we say that, like a lady journey is for anybody, really. So we have a lot of men on our podcast too. And that's always fun because we had Ted Alexandro, who was like really into overnight oats one time. And that's the kind of stuff we love talking about, like how much you waste your life. Like you think your life is going to change when you start this new thing, but it just becomes like this huge dilemma.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is he still wearing red sneakers? I feel like there was a time period where every time I saw Ted, he was wearing red sneakers.
I have not noticed. I don't think he has, because I feel like red would pop to me in my peripheral vision.
Maybe he's moved out of that phase as well.
Yeah,
Maybe
I think so. Wait, he's married.
Before the oat phase and pre-marriage.
Right.
Now he's into just blending in.
Yeah, blending in.
So you guys are going to be broadcasting throughout the Vale Comedy. Is that right? Is it throughout? Like, what are you guys?
I think so. From what I gather, looking at the schedule, I'm really bad. I only do things a day out, maybe day out. I'm going to look at the schedule on the plane ride there.
I know. I still found it today myself.
I think we're doing 4 podcasts, so it sounds like 1 a day.
Okay. Yeah, I think I'm with you Friday. So
yes.
Like hopping off the plane and then try to find you guys. So so that'll be good. I've never been to Vail. Have you been?
No, I've been to Colorado a few times. I've done Denver, and then I got to do Fort Collins, and I'm assuming I've driven through several of the like Colorado ski towns. So I don't want to stereotype them all, but I feel like they're probably pretty similar.
Yeah.
It's one strip.
Yeah. And I think based on what Mark is saying, he was like, there's going to be a lot of free food. I'm like, well, let me know where that is, because I won't be able to afford the regular food. So
right.
I am going to be hunting down the free food when we're there. So Tanya said, so is she just doing the podcast, not the 5-minute sets? No, you're doing sets as well.
I'm doing sets, and I believe I'm doing a headlining set.
Oh.
I think
so when you look, because I found it today on Slack, I found the schedule, so it's in there. I don't know if he put it up yesterday.
Well, he asked us to join Slack, and I just can't. I'm like, I can't. I can't join another app.
Yeah, no. I thought I had to pay, but it's still working. So just keep going there. I can link because I'm the same way. I'm like, I can't take.
I know. There's a comic, Joe Zimmerman, that was making me laugh. He bought a window AC unit, and it made him sign into an app, and I was like, that's so like we've reached the tipping point
No,
of going through portals and apps for an AC unit.
No. So they put up this chart, but it says the top, you'll see it'll say sevens, headliner, and then some other word. And so you're either the 7 shows is that everybody on the show is doing 7 minutes. So there's really no headliner. It's just, I don't know what the order is, but there's that. And then I'm on one show as a feature that has a headliner, but it doesn't tell you who it is. It could be you. I don't know who it is.
I know Katie and Andy Haynes are 2 of the other comics that are headlining.
3 or 4, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was like, I don't know who it is because it just says headliner. And I was like, okay, I guess we'll find out when we get there. So I don't know, but it looks fun. And it looks like everything's in, walking distance.
Yeah. I love that.
And and it was funny because I thought they were all 5-minute sets, but now they're all 7-minute sets. And then he put in there again. And I've asked everybody, that we're not allowed to repeat any material, right? Okay. Nobody seems to know that. I go, we signed it. You had to sign a piece of paper. I was like, I didn't sign it. I'm like, you had to sign it. I feel like I'm the one telling everybody. I'm like, guys, I'm not making it up.
I didn't look into it. I mean, I have enough material, but also, I mean, I've seen this before. I'm not going above Mark Masters, but like, it's so hard to hold comics accountable.
I know. He's like, can you all please send me your information? We're like, we'll send it the day before. He was like, no.
Yeah, we're feral cats. Like, good luck wrangling us in.
Yeah, no, and I think he knows, and that's why he's taking a hard line like a month ago. He was like, if you don't send this in, and he started calling people directly because I've talked to, they're like, I got a call from Mark today.
Well, that makes me feel good. I have not gotten a phone call from anybody.
If you repeat something, he's good. So
I'll just reword it.
And it's kind of nice to know that we're all the same because I stumbled upon that schedule today or I would not have known what the schedule is. So I was ready.
Right. I mean, I'm dead if he's like, and it's all clean.
Yeah, no.
Oh, well, I guess it's going to be a long drawn out 45 from me.
Yep. No, there was a couple of people that are like, I'm going to suck. The whole thing is going to suck. I'm like, it's going to be great. I love that this is everybody's attitude. Because I don't know. Because like I said, I don't know anybody going. So I've been asking everybody. I'm like, are you bringing anybody with you or are you by yourself? Because I'm by myself and I'm just going to attach myself to people. I'm like, where are you going?
Absolutely.
You. So it will be fun. Yeah.
I don't like, I mean, as much as it is comedy, it's a business trip. So I don't really like when people bring their dates or like their significant other, I'm like, it's not a romantic getaway. Like you have to hang out with other comics and you're bringing your partner with you. It's dead weight.
Time to let them loose. Let them loose. It's so funny because I'm the same as you. I work a lot. And sometimes my boyfriend's like, I'm going to come. And I'm like, I can't hang out with you. He's like, I'm gonna, and he does. He'll get on an electric bike and he'll be gone for days. And then I'm like, "Are you gonna come back? Oh, do you want me to come back?" I'm like, "Well, I'm gonna go to bed." Yeah.
Oh, I love that. But every now and then you get a wild card.
Yeah.
That's like, sending out strong opinions in the green room and is dominating the conversation. That you're like, oh my god, I just threw in a hornet in a room and locked the door.
I was just talking to somebody. So for people that may not know a lot of the green room, in the green room, you hang out with other comics and everything. And I was just saying to somebody, I was working with a guy and I've met his wife, right? Like, so eventually everybody meets everybody's significant others, whatever. And he is in the green room with not his wife. And,
oh, that's always fun. I've had a few of those and I'm like this, ooh, someone's a bad boy of comedy.
Yeah. And it's really uncomfortable. And you're just, and like sometimes the person knows and they don't care. And other times they don't know. And you're just like, I'm going to just go grab some.
Oh yeah. I'm like, I don't know. Sometimes I'm like, you can't, okay, well, expect us to talk if you're bringing your side piece on the show.
Yeah. Yeah. And you're just like, okay, all right.
Yeah.
A lot, but
that's always fun. Well, I hope somebody does bring their side piece then, because that's kind of that's some fun drama I can get into.
And I'll be all about it. Like, tell me what's happening. I do. I love just watching and being like, what's happening? Something's up over there. But same, like you do feel like, you know what I feel like when you do hear about like you were saying about how comics that are married and you hear material like this is gonna not win. I feel the same way when somebody goes on Facebook and was like, happy birthday to the love of my life. I love you. I'm like, this is gonna end. This is gonna end.
Absolutely. I think also this is no hate to anyone that's renewed vows, but I just don't see it.
I'm telling you, like, don't do it. Don't do it.
I have also, anytime that people are putting up like positive memes on their Facebook page 24/7, I'm like, that's for you. You're flailing and spiraling, or you've done something horrifically toxic and you think you're the victim.
Yeah. One positive meme, fine.
Yeah.
Series of them. Someone needs to call this person.
You need it should be like a breathalyzer. Like if you put up 5 positive memes in a row, like you get logged off any social media.
Like, this isn't good for you.
Because we don't need that. Like I don't need a positive meme.
No, I need like a hateful meme every so often. Just
right. I like a little truth bomb.
Yeah.
Give me a truth bomb.
It's a lot. It's a lot. Well, Sarah, I think we're gonna get along great.
I do too. This is fun.
You guys are so fun, you and Katie, and I can't wait. I'm looking forward to Friday. I don't know what kind of hot mess I'll be since I'll be getting up at the crack of dawn to get out there in time, but
we'll make it work.
Yeah.
I know. I just looked at my flight today and I was like, oh no, 7 a.m. Yeah,
it's a lot. It's a lot. We're all going to have another poor attitude on Friday, but we'll be fine by Saturday.
Well, at least I hope we get Thursday night. I feel like you're going to be like, actually, we have to do like a 5-hour meet and greet followed by.
When are you going in Thursday? I'm not coming until Friday.
We were yelled at because we had it at Friday and he was like, you're not going to make it. So we did. Yeah, we went Thursday.
Okay. All right. Well, don't tell Mark I'm not there.
I'll just cover for you. I'm like, she's here somewhere.
She was just in the bathroom. Just act like he keeps missing me, like in Three's Company. Like she just went. You didn't see her? Just like that.
Yeah, she was just here.
Yeah.
She was right here.
She looks great, by the way.
Yeah.
With the whole backstory and just the whole thing. Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
I love it. Well, Sarah, this was a pleasure.
Super fun. I can't wait to hang out. Thank you for having me.
I'm looking forward to it. Well, thank you so much. You guys can find Sarah at sarahTcomedy.com. And what's your Instagram, Sarah?
At Tollemache. It's my first initial with my last name. And that's on every social media platform.
Got it. All right. Perfect.
Right. Thanks, Dina.
All right. Thanks, Sarah. I'll see you in a few days.
All right. Later.
See you. Bye. All right. She's one of my favorites. You're going to love her. So make sure you follow her. Super fun. And she is the other half of Lady Journey with Katie, who we met just like 2 weeks ago. So yeah, it's gonna be fun. Stephanie said, excited to see you both this weekend in Vail. Stephanie, I'm so excited you're coming. You'll have to introduce yourself because I won't have any idea who anybody is. I'll be like, are you a comedian? You'd be like, no, I'm Stephanie. So yeah, super fun. It was funny because Chris, I was talking to Chris and Wendy today. They're like, so what are you planning on wearing in Quebec? I'm like, I don't even know what I'm wearing on Saturday in Vail. I need to get out of here. I need to wrap this up. I need to get home, pack. It's the whole thing. Mm-hmm. What's the plan for you going live in Vail? So Friday, are you sure you're not supposed to be there Thursday? I have no idea. I have a show Thursday, so I can't. So I may try to go live from the airport. I don't know what time that's going to be. I don't know what kind of mood my face will be in, but maybe we'll try to go live Friday. But I can try to go live. I'm with the girls at 3:00 Vail time, which I believe is Mountain Time. So you're going to have to do some kind of time math to figure out what time that is. But if you follow Lady Journey, I'll be on their broadcast at 3:00 Vail time. And I obviously will be packing my green shirt. Michelle said it's mandatory that I get a number of pictures of me in the green shirt in Vale. So I was like, it's enough. So so that's happening. So yeah. You know what's so funny is I'm out of bourbon and I want to get more bourbon, but Brandon has not shown up yet. And I don't want him to show up to this broadcast and there be nobody sitting in the chair when he shows up. He'll be like, are we live? I'm like, we are. But we've just asked 300 people to just, hey, Bird, can you come here? Mm-hmm. You'll be 2 hours behind us. Okay. Ahead, behind. So 5 o'clock your time. Okay. Thank you. I should have a picture that I can do, like a cardboard me that can just sit here like that. Could you go get me just a little bit more? You're the best. Thank you. I should have put Lulu in my spot. That would have been great. That would have been awesome. So anyhow. So Di was here, and then all of a sudden we were supposed to have one more day, and we were all supposed to leave tomorrow morning. And then 5 minutes before the show, Di was like, you know what? Peace out. I'm gonna go. I got an invite to go to Virginia, so I gotta go. I was like, what are you talking about? So we just kicked Di out of the house. I think I have hiccups. Do you think that'll make me look more drunk when he shows up? I should put the Monadina up. Here's what's weird, Renee. I left the Monadina in my basement at my house because Jason was like real weird about it. And he was like, I was like, hey, when I was moving, thank you. You're the best. Don't eat those brownies. I said, I was like pointed to, I said, are we going to bring this furniture? He was like, no, leave that furniture. I was like, am I going to bring this bookcase? He was like, no, bring that bookcase. And I was like, am I going to bring the Monadina? I should probably, and I started to grab it. He was like, no. Let's leave that here. And I was like, I was like, what are you talking about? This would look great over the fireplace. And then he turned around and he walked away. And I was like, don't you think this would look great on top of the fireplace? And then he never came back. And I thought that was weird. I think something wrong with his hearing. And so I think he's just waiting. Yeah, between the Monadina and my cuckoo clock. It's a hard sell. Let me put it to that way. So not good. What did somebody say? I don't know what that means. Yeah, no. The one thing that he's weird about, there's a lot of things that I think he's weird about, but he don't say it, Shakendra. He's trying to think of the perfect spot for it. That's right, Tanya. He needs time. Figure out where he wants to put this piece of art. So, oh, by the way, as we're waiting for Brandon to join us, tomorrow's guest, you don't want to miss it. We have Greg Capra. He is our final guest joining us for the Vale Comedy Festival. And he's going to be adorable. So that's tomorrow morning. And so yeah, so that should be fun. But yeah, I'm kind of glad that we kind of met everybody. It'll be weird to, the carriage house on the outside where the rain will hit it. He'll be like, Dina, you know what would be a great spot? You know where the carriage house is? I'll be like, yeah. He goes, down the street from there, if you make a hard left at the stop sign, I think somewhere there would be good. So I know Suzanne doesn't. I was thinking that. I was like, this kid Greg looks like Dean a little bit. It is. It's funny. So yeah, we'll see. Yeah, it's just Dean with a different name. Guys, Dean's on the show. It could be Dean. Look, he's got because Dean has that shaggy This from Scooby-Doo beard. It's not like a real beard. It's just like two pieces of hair. Sorry, Greg. We'll talk about it tomorrow. But Greg's adorable because he's on the Instagram. Michelle always puts out like, hey, this person's going to be on our show tomorrow. And so Greg wrote me, he's like, is there anything I need to do to prepare? And I just laughed. And I was like, we don't. No. Yeah, you don't even really have to be up, just so we're clear. Yeah, there's nothing. Yeah. So that's happening. Michelle, what time is Brandon supposed to be on? 9:40. Okay, so we're still 4 minutes early. Okay. I'm just nervous because last time, what's his nuts was trying to get on and he was like, I don't have the link. And we were all trying to get him on. And he was a magician. You missed it, Michelle, because he's the magician and he was adorable. But he didn't have the link. Something happened. And he was like, I don't have the link. I can't get on. And somebody was like, he's a magician. He should just show up. Like, what's wrong with him? And he was like, I'm trying. He was adorable. He was really fun to talk to. You know what I think has been great? That you are seeing such really lovely people, but really like getting an inside scoop, like these stories that you're hearing, there's hundreds of stories like these, if not thousands of stories of people that are just trying to find their audience, trying to find their people and doing the grind. Like everybody is kind of in the same group. And so it's nice to be a part of something. The Sky Mark is no joke. He is very strict with us because we're all 5. And trying to wrangle everybody up to come and perform. And so you get to meet people from lots of different areas. You know, I don't know that I've ever done a comedy festival. You know, they'll put you up, but they don't pay for things. So you have to pay for yourself to get out there. You have to pay for food. And that's why when he was like, there's gonna be free food, I'm like, I need to find that. Yeah, the baby girl remember I was like, do you go by Jeffrey or Jeff? He was like, D, baby girl. And I was like, J, real quick. So, yeah, curly top. It's interesting. You know, it's funny because when I started, you know, I went from, I didn't know any comedians, to getting, you know, the opportunity to meet lots of wonderful people. And I think it's really funny, you know, even as my kids were coming up and were young and meeting my friends, I was like, how many kids in 6th grade do you know that know 10 comedians? There's none. Like, it's just kind of this hidden occupation. And so, you know, it's one of those things where, like Sarah said, you're like, oh, apparently there's this whole underground that's happening. You can't just show up to audition for the Aspen Comedy Festival. Like, there's people that have been working years to prepare for this. And there's something really beautiful about it. I think that's the great thing about comedy is that there are no shortcuts to it. Like, every single person that you met has bombed on stage. Every single person that you've met has cried because of an awful show. Every single person that you've met has considered quitting 17 times. And it is not an easy thing to do. And it's not an easy thing to do for decades. And you have to keep hustling and reinventing yourself. And no one sadly is immune to that. It is constant. So I appreciate all of you just kind of being on this journey with me and my kids and everything else. And so yeah, it's been a real pleasure to introduce all of these people to you and to hear about how they got started and what they're doing now. So it's going to be great. So listen, we like to bring you the highest caliber of people being brought to you in the fanciest locations, dare I say. So our next guest is coming to you from an awesome place, and I can't wait to introduce him. He hails from Oklahoma. Brandon Vestal was named Comedian of the Month on SiriusXM Radio for his debut album, Smoooth. He performed stand-up on Fox Laughs, has appeared on NBC's Last Comic Standing, and his dry bar comedy special, Brandon Vestal Who, has made the world a much better place as long as you don't pay too close attention to said world. Clips from his special have garnered over 12 million views online. His album, Positively Pessimistic, instantly went viral. Brandon's low-key observational style has made him a favorite in the comedy world, and he says that his mom will vouch for all of this, as I would for Dean. He has honed his craft at comedy clubs, colleges, comedy competitions, and some of the biggest festivals nationwide, and you can see him this weekend at the Vail Comedy Festival with me in Vail, Colorado. Please welcome to the show, Brandon Vestal. Hey, Brandon.
Hello. And I'm in my car.
I
Sorry.
love it. A very fancy location.
Yeah.
Where are you? Where are you joining?
I'm in Culver City, California, waiting on my son's baseball practice to be over. So I'm just kind of in a creepy guy in the neighborhood here. So if something goes down,
That's
you can
awesome.
keep filming.
How old is your son, Brandon?
9.
Is he? Do you have other kids, or is he your one?
One and done. One and done. I don't see how people do more than one. That's crazy.
Yeah, three is a lot, Brandon. And I didn't figure that out until they were all here.
Oh man.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So thanks for joining us. You will be at the Vail Comedy Festival this weekend. We just had Sarah Tollemache on, who was lovely. She is like the other half of Lady Journey, which is like a podcast that'll be with us this weekend. So we've been kind of listening to everybody's story, like how you got started, the whole thing. You're from Oklahoma. Did you start in Oklahoma?
Yep. I did. I did it for about 6 months before I moved to LA. I was like, I better go to LA or New York, because if I stay here, I'm not going to do this. So I left.
Wow. 6 months. That's a big deal.
Well, I wanted to do this since I was like 7, but I just finally got the nerve to do it.
How old were you when you moved?
Moved to LA when I was 23.
Wow. That's awesome.
Yeah, been here a long time.
Wow.
Where are you at?
I started in the Philly market.
Okay.
So, but it's been about 23 years. So, kind of started in Philly, then kind of made my way to New York and Vegas and all those things. So,
cool.
So it's been interesting. So how, do you tour a lot? Like, what's your thing now?
Yeah. Well, I don't know. It's ebbs and flows. I'm sure you understand.
Mm-hmm.
Ebbs and flows sometimes. I seem to be, my booking schedule leaves my summers open for some reason. I don't mean to, but that's good.
Yeah, no, it's so funny because my summers used to always be open when my kids were younger, and now my kids are all old, Brandon, and now my summers are pretty busy, more like corporate stuff. But yeah, I kind of enjoyed the summers back then. Does your son think you're funny? That's the first question. Yeah.
When he's not mad at me, he thinks I'm funny. I always make him list his funny friends, who's the funniest and where they compare to me. And if he picks them over me, he's grounded. Quite simple. Quite simple. Rules for the house. That's pretty much it. So,
do you think that he'll end up being a comedian one day?
I hope not. I hope he gets into numbers or something. I hope he get into social media management and he can just handle my stuff. That's what I'm pushing toward, because they're expensive. So
I was going to say, I don't want to break your heart, Brandon, but my son is really big in social media and very rarely helps me.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. Not good. Don't put your hopes and dreams on.
I
bet my son would help you before he would help me. So maybe your son will help me.
All right. Good luck. I don't know if you want.
Yeah. So you're 23. Like, what made you decide?
I was 23 when I moved to LA. I haven't been 23 in a long time.
So you're 23 when you moved, but did you always know you wanted to do stand up?
Yeah, I wanted it since I was literally when I was 7 years old. That's what I wanted to do. I'd stay up and watch Eating at the Improv. I think it was Friday nights. I would stay up to watch it, and then I would do the jokes I like for my parents the next morning. So I started as a hack. I would just steal jokes, and then I just kept it in the back of my head. This is what I want to do. This is what I want to do. And then finally, when I was almost done with college, I gave it a shot, and that's when I decided. I did it for like 6 months in Oklahoma City, and then I moved to LA.
That's awesome. Now, I'll tell you, so in Philly, right, I feel like in every small city in America, everybody has that thing like, I'm going to move to LA. And there were a lot of Philly comics that did it. But everyone, I don't want to say everyone, a lot of people ended up coming back, just saying like, it's super hard. It's super hard to get spots. Did you find that was the case?
Yeah, it's hard. It's still hard.
Saying that, in order to make it, I had to go out on the road to go make money, and then I wasn't there. Is it?
Well, yeah, that's exactly what happened. I started going on the road, and then you'd come back to town. Like I did colleges, a lot of colleges, and you'd be gone for months, basically, and you come back and all the bookers are new. It's just over and over and over again. Yeah, and it's even tough now because now you got all the YouTube people out here. You got it's just, it's crazy how many comedians there are.
Yeah. No, there's
You know what I mean?
that's for sure.
Yeah.
It says there's a tour date coming up that involves a cruise this summer. What's that?
Princess cruises. I've never done them. I don't know yet. I've heard good things, but we'll see.
Is that what you're doing? You're going to be like they have like usually 2 comics on every cruise, right?
I don't know if there's 1 or 2, but yeah, usually there's 2. I did NCL for years, for like 5 years.
Is
and
that
they fired me for telling a political joke, and it's a harmless joke, and it's actually the joke they watched me do when I showcased for the cruise line, and they liked the joke. And then they were on the ship one time when I did it, and they loved it. And then one person complained last March, no, the March before last, and then they fired me in September. So I'm kind of a cruise ship bad boy, So it's pretty good. I'm basically a pirate,
That's crazy.
Yeah, it was the most benign joke too, and they're done. Cancel all this one. It sucked, but whatever. I don't like doing them very much anyway.
How come what's so funny?
Well, because my kid is 9, so you get cut. You're gone for like 2 weeks at a time, and it's cut off really because the internet sucks. It's gotten better, but
what's so funny? Years ago, when I would hear that people were doing cruise ships, it was not anything I could ever do because at the time you had to do like 6-week tours, and at least now it's narrowed down to like 10 days, 2 weeks. I'm like, listen, I'll go anywhere at this point.
These princess ones are they pay just as much, but you're just there 3 days, 4 days.
That's
so
awesome.
You go in and out. So yeah, I got to fly out of Honduras or something. I'm kind of worried about that, but we'll see.
Well, that'll be interesting.
The other one dropped me off in Guatemala a couple times. That's not terrifying at all.
All right. Now, I've been asking everybody, are you prepared for the 5 that you're not allowed to repeat any material rule?
Yeah. Is that what the rule is? I didn't even know that was a rule.
Listen, Brandon, I apparently am the only one that read this. I've been telling I've interviewed everybody. I'm like, that there's a rule you can't repeat yourself. And everybody's like, what are you talking about?
Okay. And how long is the set?
Had to sign it. You don't remember that either?
I just sign things. I don't.
I'm glad I had time with everybody to.
Yeah, I'm glad we had this talk. So I know.
So
how long are the sets? Are they vary?
Well, they were supposed to be 5 minutes, but I just looked at the schedule. I just told Sarah, she goes, is the schedule up? I'm like, I don't know when he put it up. I saw it today. So you can see your schedule if you go on Slack.
Okay. All right. I will check it out.
Yeah. None of us have Slack. So I was like,
I think I have it. I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know. I was like, is this free Slack? I don't know. But the schedule's up. So yeah. So you can check it out and see when you're on.
Only 5-minute sets? My goodness.
No, so now there's 7. There's a show called The Sevens where everybody does 7 minutes, and then there are other shows that are more like headlining shows. So yeah, everybody's schedule is a little bit different. And then Sarah and Katie will be doing a podcast throughout the show. So yeah, should be fun.
I'm the one comedian that doesn't have a podcast. That's my credit. but I don't have one.
All right.
I'm the no podcast guy.
So, what is the best way for people to follow you, to, see where you're going to be?
Pretty much just at Brandon Vestal and everything.
Okay. So Instagram, website.
Instagram is the one I do mostly.
Okay.
I'm hooked on TikTok. I'm just not good at doing it for myself, but I'm hooked on everything else about it.
Maybe your son can help you figure it out, since apparently it's
You bringing him to Vail?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, I feel like kids are like the best at figuring out social media. So
yeah, yeah. We caught my son posting videos on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's nothing bad, but we didn't want a 9-year-old posting videos on YouTube. But he didn't. He just figured out how to do it.
Yeah,
making these weird videos.
Yeah, for sure.
So I had to shut that down. Yeah.
Same with my son. He's very good at it. I don't know. I told him a couple things, and now that's it. He's a master. And he's like he's taken over. And so now my son is like a video master, and I'll be like, I taught you this. He was like, no, you didn't. I'm like, really?
Yeah.
I taught you this. So.
We're in trouble.
You never know. So listen, do yourself a favor and check out Brandon at Brandon Vestal. You can find him on Instagram and his website. See when he's going to be in your area soon. And thanks for joining us, Brandon. I look forward to seeing you.
Thanks for having me.
Please.
See you in Vail. I've never been to Vail, so I'm looking forward to it.
I know. Me neither. Me too. Looking forward to it. All right.
See you there. Thanks.
Son. All right. Bye-bye. All right, everybody. Well, listen, we've got one more tomorrow, one more comedian joining us. And I believe you will have seen almost the full roster of people that will be in Vail. And hopefully, I'm sure you have found someone that you like and that you can follow. There's, I think that there's a lot of really funny people that are just under the radar, that are just super funny and just kind of waiting for their moment to shine and to kind of see the world. There was a girl, Michelle, I wish we could get her on the show. Michelle's in the green room. She just opened for... She imitates her German mother all the time. Do you guys know who I'm talking about? Let me see if I can find her. And she just opened for who am I talking about? From Saturday Night Live. Great. Really smart, really funny. Tina Fey and the other lady. But she really made a name for herself on Instagram, and I think she's her mother's German, and she imitates her German mom, and she's so funny. And I started following her, and now she's open for them, which was, is that, what did you just write? What are you saying, Michelle Mooney? What's that word? Is that, did I tell you that? Yeah, it was Tina Fey and Amy Poehler, and this girl opened for them. She's very funny. No, it wasn't Maya Rudolph. It was Amy Poehler, Tina Fey. She opened for them, but I think she made a name for herself. Is it Laura Ramos? Yeah, thank you. So funny. I would love to have her on. She's so funny. And so I saw her clip today, and she was just super excited. She may make reels, yeah, Nancy, but just hilariously funny. And so it was nice. It's nice to see people who are just like super funny, that are just kind of being Ramoso. Am I saying that right, Michelle? I'm looking at your words with drunk eyes. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, whatever, Michelle. I missed the show because I zoned out. Me too. And I'm on it. So keep that in mind. So that's it, everybody. We got to wrap out of here tomorrow. I believe our renters arrive at 4. So girl, we got to be out, get home and start working on some things to get ready for Vail. So a lot of fun things happening, and it's almost Tanya's bedtime, so we gotta bounce soon. I'll have to watch the replay. But like I said, hopefully you found somebody that you can enjoy watching and following. It's been funny because I've been following everybody that's been on the show. And so it's nice to kind of see their videos pop up. I know. Joe Mama, Jody, I gotta go. Start the wash, pack the suitcase, girl. And I still gotta get home and go clean out whatever's been going on at the house. I know. Judy, I gotta send you some pictures too. I know Jacqueline's birthday is Thursday, so that's also happening. She's gonna be 23, everybody. So it's going to be a lot. Yes, you can see the full list of Vail Comedy Festival comedians if you go to vailcomedyfestival.com /index and then whatever Michelle wrote. You can see the link there. But it should be fun. I'm looking forward to it. I don't really get to go places and just hang out with people very often. So I'm looking forward. Her foot is okay. Jacqueline sprained her ankle over the weekend. And so she was saying that her whole body hurt. She's like, I don't know why my whole body hurts. I was like, because your whole body is now having to pull your body up. And it's literally been, I think it was a year ago that I broke my leg. So I feel for her. But she's struggling. But yeah, she's going to be 23, happy and free and doing her thing. So, yeah. She's living her best life. Brenda, I'm not sure if Vail is sold out. It might be. I think that they kind of sell tickets and then people just kind of roam from show to show, but I'm not sure. But I would check it out to see. Oh, wait, Shakendra said, yes, it is. It is sold out. So, but I'm super excited to be a part of it and to meet everybody in person. So thanks for going along for this ride. Have her drink Arnica tea and put Arnica cream, both good for healing swing. I will tell her, Monica. Thank you. Girl, it's Tuesday. Girl. My oldest daughter turns 33 on Thursday. That's a good birthday. So thanks for joining us, everybody. Join me tomorrow as we meet our last comedian for Vail, and special thanks to Michelle for putting it all together. She did a great job lining all of these comedians up in a very short amount of time. And oh, Pat says I turned 75 on Monday. Girl, look good. You look good, Pat. So that's it for me, everybody. Hopefully you enjoyed our night, and I look forward to seeing you tomorrow morning. We need to get you a GoPro. Yes. Michelle, you're going to put that in the clip. Michelle found a ticket link. So maybe there are some left. Became so corporate. Look at me, Molinay. No one's ever said that. No one ever thinks that Dina Blizzard, she's so corporate. Nobody. So that's it, everybody. Thanks for watching. As always, have a great night and a blessed night, and looking forward to seeing you tomorrow. All right. Thanks for watching. I'll see you. Bye-bye.